Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name's John Bull. This is another Solely Voids episode live. I'm assuming that's Alexander. Says, hi, John. Good luck. Thank you, sir. I think we're going to need it. Mr. Impervious. Hey, man, just going to sleep, so you got on. Good luck. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. As you can see, the man, the myth, the legend, already on the account. I couldn't help it. I actually pulled him earlier today. Mostly because I had energy and multi-battles, and I wanted to at least get that mastery grind started out. So, he didn't get a whole lot, because I got a lot of champions on the mastery grind. Oh my, oh my. How is everybody out there? We got 6 people in here already. How is that possible? Really appreciate you guys all stopping in. Hey, Karma, thanks. Appreciate it. We'll take a peek at my bracket and see if I even have a chance. Last I checked, they were at like 10, 11,000. I think I can blow past that if I want to. Also, you guys may have noticed a little bit of changing in some of the videos and stuff. GameLeap did reach out to me, and so I'm officially a GameLeap Raid influencer. Officially, I think. So they do a lot of real good work with me, so helping me out with thumbnails, editing, and stuff like that. So it's really, really appreciative to them, lending a hand and letting me do what I want to do. Anybody else trying to win their bracket today? Thinking of pulling yours too. Don't know if I can wait till CVC. Well, I'm probably going for the soul, so that was part of it. But I just know I'm going to be hitting masteries real hard over the next, probably well over a week, frankly. And I don't know if this CVC is personal rewards. If it is, I'll wait to book. I'll book during personal reward CVC, I think. But yeah, we might end up having to drain the old account. And then, hey, for all my Solely Voids people out there, check this out. Boom. Notice what mission's not here? Not D9. That mission can kick rocks. That one sucked. Let's peek and see what I did. Okay. Curse City. Alright, so we did make our path. There were actually only... this one was the toughest. I had to re-gear my Ashwalker, and then I had to re-gear Whisper. I re-geared Whisper, who did get 6-starred over the course of the last couple days. I had to re-gear her in like a really weird regeneration set, but she was crit capped. It took about 4 different runs to let stun sets land, but we finally got through it. And then the rest of them really weren't that bad, frankly. Fellhound. Dude's an animal. Fellhound in a stun set is crazy. And actually, Ethelyn was really, really, really good in these waves. AoE block, active skills, and it hit pretty hard. Excuse me. Yeah, so that, he totally carried here. And actually, Battle Sage in stun set also was pretty sweet. D8, kind of the same team. Really no issues. Cruise right on through. So we failed on camera earlier this week, and just, if I would have stuck to it about another hour, I think I would have gotten through. But it did require some re-gearing and stuff, which I had mentioned. But then here, this one sucked. Does it tell me? I did beat it. I think it was, it's probably 45 minutes or so. So basically what it came down to is I had to re-gear Broadmaw almost completely. Because Ursuga did most of the damage just because of Brimstone, but Broadmaw did all the heavy lifting. So what we ended up doing was actually pretty neat. We went into Broadmaw's kit, and we actually put Broadmaw in a destroy set. I think for obvious reasons in the Scarab boss, you know, destroy them that shield so we could actually hit it. Because otherwise, I think we would have just hit the turn count and lost. And then I just put a blood shield on both Broadmaw and Ursuga. But then I put a immortal set on Broadmaw just to get a little extra health. I changed Broadmaw's blessing to emergency heal to get a little extra health. And then additionally, what I did was I put a golden elixir. I have like 4 of these things. So I'm lucky. I'm real lucky. Actually, you guys should know I'm lucky already by the way I've pulled legendaries on this account. But I have a lot of golden elixirs, so I put a golden elixir relic. Actually, that reminds me, I gotta take this relic off. But then the scare boss could not kill Broadmaw. Couldn't out damage the healing that Broadmaw was getting. But the thing that really sucked is I had to manual a ton of it, because otherwise Broadmaw was just going to use the speed boost, which wasn't the end of the world. But what was the end of the world was Ursuga using her A3. So 45 minutes of my life I'm never getting back, but I don't have to deal with that mission anymore. So frankly, these missions, I mean, you can see here why I put tag team. We might do a little bit of tag team arena fighting today. Hey, Data. Glad that you're here. So we might dabble in some tag team arena, because I think resets tonight. And then here, we're actually almost on the last leg of Marius missions. That is crazy. That's super crazy. I can't even, frankly, try to wrap my mind around that. But looking at this, I think we do have about everything else. Obviously, just getting mythicals from Spider Den, that's going to be a crappy mission to do. But we can do it. 4 chestplate, mythical chestplate. Again, going to be a crappy mission, but we can do it. Tag team. Tag team is an increasingly growing problem. Which reminds me, does anybody happen to know out there in the comments, did they reset? Did they add the extra people in each group? Because I've been stuck in Gold 2 for a long time and I haven't been able to get out. So, if anybody happens to know that, that would be tremendous. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I gotta do the same thing either way. I don't mind, like, the actual fighting. It's just that the fights take so long. I don't want to say it's a guaranteed team or a guaranteed win, but my first team almost wins. I mean, well over half. And then the other 2 teams kind of stink at this point. But I have a lot of good champions. They did already add. Dude, it doesn't even, I can't feel it then. It's rough then if they did add it. That's crazy. Oh, man. I think I'm going to try to beat this team. I think there's no shot. I mean, the only team that can maybe speed up with this one is here. That's good. I did notice on my main account, I've been playing a little bit more lately, and I was like pretty well into gold. Or I'm in silver 4, but I was like in the green to go to gold. I don't really particularly like try, I guess. Okay, so we have, I did also re-gear my Sir Nick. Sir Nick is in protection, but we are not gonna. All right, man. We just gotta try to get this Duchess down, I think. I will say Incensa is genuinely good. Okay, so now that we have these, we just gotta try to get there. I think I actually got this one in the bag right here, unless something crazy happens. Let's just put it on our Yakarl. Yeah, so I will say, I guess, I've noticed that I'm a little bit higher than what I am currently at this point in the week. And normally at this point of the week, I'm like just taking all the L's, like not even hardly trying. Okay. So I don't think, man, I think I just got to try to kill the Arbiter. and just hope that this Mikage doesn't absolutely destroy me. Okay. All right, two for two. Hey, welcome everybody. If you haven't checked if you haven't been on my channel before, my name's John Bull, and I play Raid Shadow Legends. With the twist, I only use Void Champions. So I have a whole series, whole playlist full of great adventures of me trying to increase the effectiveness of my account. And right now we are currently doing a little bit of Tag Team Arena because we need to try to clear the Ramantu mission. And as you can imagine, those Ramantu missions and the Marius missions are quite important for a Solely Voids account. I also linked in the chat my most recent video because, frankly, I thought that was a great video, and it actually it hasn't done super well so far. It's done fine. Slightly under 200 views, but I kind of thought it would be maybe a little bit higher. So I linked that for everybody to watch. It is a video where I go over my Sand Devil team because we do solo Sand Devil with a rare, and I have the whole shebang right in there, and I promise you all I am not going to go over that fight here on the stream for you because you guys got better things to do with 15 minutes of your life than watch that. But otherwise, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek right now of where I'm at with my tournament. Haven't checked it in a couple hours. I was doing some lawn work. So we have 10 hours and 40 minutes. Just enough to try to sneak in there. Hopefully this guy hasn't gone up any. It's about 11,000. He's at 10,000 earlier today. I'm assuming maybe, you know, he pulled his TITUS. I'm at 3,000. So I got a little bit of a deficit. But if we hit... I did a little bit of math with, like, expected return. Like, just knowing what my odds are. How much 33 shards are going to get me. And it's in the ballpark of 8 to 10,000. Obviously, we could high roll that a lot. We could also low roll that. I also have 2 primals, 207 ancients, and 8 voids. And if necessary, if we think... Because I haven't fully made up my mind. I kind of feel like I should go for it. But I would love to hear from what you guys all think. I'm sure everybody in here is going to say pull the shards because that's an exciting thing to do. But realistically, we have saved our shards for exclusively events like this. So if you just think, for those who are longtime viewers of this, if you just think back to like Queen of Hearts, we won Queen of Hearts by doing this exact same thing. Same with the Queen of Hearts Soul. That was a tournament though. But then the Lydia Soul, I think that was a tournament also. You know, we just use resources really for hyper focused on certain champions, and those are almost always the void ones. So I'm a little bit hesitant to go too far into a Lamasu Soul, who we did just get. We're leveling up now. Because I could see them doing an event for her in the future. Alright. Let's try to get back to this here. Because I do genuinely, it would be real nice for me to get over this mission today. So if you guys happen to run into my account in 3v3, take the dive from me. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. But if you do that, you're my hero. Okay. Looking at this, I feel like this is one that we might be able to make work. So Khan having block revive on his A1 is real nice but against a Wukong, but it is also very dangerous because he can steal all of our buffs, including a counterattack. Anytime I see an Armand's, I mean, these two champions are very problematic. I got to put my best team here, I think, because Mikage and Fabian together are pretty problematic, and this is the only team I think that can outspeed it. If we can just get 2 wins every time, I'll take that. But obviously, I think the only time you really make good gains is by... Wow. Okay. This is unexpected. Okay, never mind. Shoot, I knew I should have... I knew it. I almost ally attacked. Okay, so this one's gone. Okay, so we are just in general faster. Okay, so looks like this Mikage is a bit faster, but we have, with a speed boost that we're going to get here, I think we'll cut in. So we should be able to kill her and everybody else. That speed team is just gnarly. Okay, so Hex out on everybody is a good thing here. Them getting cleansed is annoying. But, shoot. On the bright side, they are not... Ooh, don't kill him. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Alright, boom. Okay, Wukong, done. Okay, okay. I think we're going to win this one, too. So actually, over the last couple weeks, I have been playing with a lot more of Khan, and he is super good. He is not, he's not like the best champion in the world, but I have definitely found some very, very, very good uses for him. And I have come to very much appreciate Khan as just a champion in general. Started using him in Ice Golem a little bit here. I used him in the event dungeon even. And he's been helping me out here. I wish it would tell you like what I need. I'm pretty concerned that we're just not going to get there. See, we hit 1 refresh and these fights drastically increase. This one we might be able to make work also. I feel like a Cardinal team I can probably make work. The problem is if anybody dies and we try to revive, Lydia does bring back from revive or from block revive, which is annoying and dumb. This is the biggest thing I don't actually do when I'm playing by myself, is actually checking to see what team I'm facing and whether I think we can actually win that fight. Okay, this one should be an easy one. All right. The other thing I want to consider today is how are we going to build our boy TITUS? Because I think to me, it's kind of obvious how you're supposed to build him. I think that there's a lot of potential with Emic and TITUS. On my main account, I do have Emic, but I also have Wixwell. So I'm very much considering, building those 3 together and making a team. I don't have Wixwell on this particular team, so I'm not really sure. But obviously, I think I saw some Bronco videos where I didn't really see all the details, frankly, but that he's showing an insane amount of promise. Like, the champion is super good. Okay. Do you have an Emic on your account would be the bigger question. Because I know I'm pretty confident it's his A2. His A2 is what is reducing cooldowns as well as shield growth. Or maybe it's his A1. Maybe his A1 does the shield growth. We can look at his kit here in a second. But an Emic would be pretty wild to have on this account. Void, reset. I mean, he just does a whole lot. All right, let's auto through this. Yeah, I think the potential is obviously there. Okay, I think we're going to try to put the Hex out here, see if we can just always get wrecked by a Wukong. Okay. The fact that the Genbo didn't kill me makes me feel real good. Okay. And then, all right. Okay. And we have increased defense. No, we don't. So we're going to have to Okay, perfect. I don't think I need to do anything crazy here. Just... Alright, now that they're all dead. This team's coming in clutch here. If we can find a team that's not just going to take laps around us. Look at that, we're in the green. Hopefully we can hang on to that. Okay, let's look at this TITUS. So we don't end up just doing tag team arena the whole time. Okay, so TITUS obviously has a lot of potential. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel, I don't want to say confused. I'm not 100% sure on how I want to build him. I think one thing I know for sure is I want this Blood Shield ring on him. Mostly just because it's defense, rolled with defense. And irresistible provoke, irresistible block active skills, guaranteed to be critical. Is it just for the first one? Guaranteed to be critical. I mean, that is obviously really good. So I guess I could build him damage, no crit rate, and just bank on the A2 being the one that does all the damage. That seems suspicious to me. But then he also has this ability. So I'm like, well, I could build him in Stone Skin and really slow. But just looking at like my tag team arena teams, like how many of those teams, I guess every now and then, how many of those teams end up with anybody without a buff on them? 9-piece protection's an option too. Because for those who don't know, his passive is just gonna, wait a minute. I thought his passive, oh, it's just part of his ability. He activates this whenever a champion doesn't have any buffs on him. So I just don't know how to build him. What are your guys' thoughts? How do we get this guy to be effective in this count where we just know, like, Wixwell is not going to be a thing. Brogni is not going to be a thing. Now, we could get an Emic, but just banking on us getting an Emic, not sure I'm going to build him hoping to get an Emic someday. So we got to find a way to put him to use, but without those other crutches that everybody else is going to have. Because there's not going to be any videos of, like, how to build him without, you know, they're all going to be talking about the Wixwell teams that he's going to be a god in. Part of me just wonders if just like general, regular damage dealer. I don't know. We could try, I don't know, we could just try Savage Stone Skin. Just give him decent speed, I guess. Or like regular speed, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. And then, I think, actually, him having some resistance wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But is he gonna, because I think he's still gonna be a damage dealer in Hydra. And that. Try to put him in with, man, I just don't know. I think he's gonna be a tough build to make him really effective, considering we're not gonna be using him the way 99% of everybody else is using him. Wonder if I have better. Man, I have a lot of lethal gear, and not a lot of it is very good. I have hardly any crit damage gloves, and that one doesn't even have any crit rate. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, oh, well, let's think. Maybe we're going to have to go back up to that. What's my crit damage? My crit damage gloves aren't even that good either. So I guess I can give him these boots. I don't like giving him 5-star boots. We can try that on. Whew. These all suck. And then... I guess if he's not 100% crit capped, it's not the end of the world either, since we are going to have the blood shield. Okay. So then at this point, well, we're just looking for... Okay, this could be decent. Okay. But we have no chest piece for our man in stone skin. Not even a defensive one. Probably because they're all used up. So he's got 84% crit rate. And then, obviously, the crit damage, I think we don't have a whole lot of options here. Here, and then probably like that. It's pretty slow, but we have a lot of room to grow there. So we'd be looking at, like, basically these stats here, not all the way leveled or nothing. I don't know. He's going to be a tough build. Going to be a tough build. Okay, let's maybe save this for right now. As a champion preset, just so we don't have to commit to anything right now. And let's peek here. Okay, let's get to the good stuff here because I want to be done. I like these things to be right around an hour. So we're currently about 8,000 behind. The guy put up a bunch of points fairly early. So I'm at 2,975. He's at 11,057. The Machine 69. He's the man. So we have... And then we get 2 legendary books. I really am appealing to this relic material because my relics aren't very good. And I'm trying to level some up even if I don't get good ones. So that's the situation. And I have 33 sacreds. I have 200 ancients. And I have 4 legendaries in the bag ready to go. That enough? You guys tell me, is that going to be enough? We also want to be able to, when we do this, I would like to, if possible, I would like to keep as many of these here, so if I need to have to wake up and see if this guy's trying to pass us, I just can have 4 legendaries and get, you know, the fastest 2,000 points in the world. But this guy could be similar to us and just sitting on all the same stuff. I'm not really sure. Okay. What else was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I wanted to pull this right here. Get those 5. I'll take a little chaos ore, and I have now officially diverted. I've diverted my stuff from Sand Devil all the way to the Cursed City. Accuracy and resistance, is that something I'm interested in? I think I'm just gonna kind of go across the board and just kind of level it all out and give it a nice little slow roll appeal. Cursed City's pretty tough. We want to just keep increasing these so we have a chance at Amius when time comes, because I think that'll be... That and Fire Knight Hard are going to be the biggest things that we have to try to get past. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. So, what can I do here? Can I... Nope. Alright, back it up. right, there we are. Tell me what you think, folks. Pull or don't. Happening now. Okay. Let's give that another minute or so. All right. Faction Wars, no. Have I covered everything I want to? I'm basically at the mark where I had kind of hinted that I wanted to be pulling shards if that's the decision we're going to make. I had talked about this, that we beat D9. Now we're just going back over here. We're going to be gathering through normal. I would really like to get Amius done and through. Looks like we got a good amount of voids to actually use here. So this might be a rotation where we finally get him. I'm trying to look. Maybe re-gear a con. All right, we're at 75-25. Let's go. One more minute. Okay. Might as well start with these. Okay. So we're going to start with these. I think we're just going to... we're just going to see how many points that we get. Okay, we need to get to 8,000. So if we get all epics... So 4 is 1,000 times 8. That's 32. So if we'll be almost even with the guy if we pull literally all epics, and that's not possible. We'll hit a legendary. Okay, any bets on who the legendary? We're getting a legendary today. Any bets on who they're going to be? I'm feeling like a Kymar. I haven't pulled a Kymar yet. I would love a Kymar. It just feels fitting that we would get it on this account. And then, additionally, epics mostly get kept. Faction Guardian. Okay. So if we can break even on mostly Sacred Shards, I'm liking what we can do. Armands? Yeah, that would be... Okay. Maeve is actually halfway decent, right? Doesn't she, like, hit hard? Or maybe I'm thinking of the other one that has the same skin. Armands actually would be kind of cool. I could use, like, those champions. I do use occasionally in Curse City when we're boxed out. Okay. Claude. What's Claude up to? Increase speed, increase accuracy, shield, decrease crit rate, heals with the lowest HP. Okay. Claude, you're not what we're looking for, my friend. Okay. Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher was one of the first epics that we pulled. That was non-void. We actually leveled a Skull Crusher up to 60 for the Arbiter missions. Okay. There's no going back now. Sanacia. Don't have her sister Skull Crown, unfortunately. Okay. And I have no clue. I think we're pretty early into Mercy, too, by the way. Catacomb Counselor. I don't think he's any good. You know, these generic epic Sacred Order champions, they all look very bland. And then I just assume that they're trash. Faction Crypt, Aura. Increase attack small. Single target, leech, and decrease accuracy. And single target ally protection. Yeah, she's garbo. Why even put a champion like that in the game? Everything. Ooh, okay, legendary. Whoa, Roxum. Okay, if I recall. Yeah, let's go. All right, so that's good for the old tournament too. Okay, so it has a 50% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 10%. That's weird that it has like only a chance of increasing the turn meter. Also has a 50% chance of placing a perfect veil on this champion for 1 turn. Okay, if it's critical. Okay, literally a book here to try to understand what's going on. So attacks one enemy, fills this champion's turn meter by 50%, has a 75% chance. These all booked to 100. So 100% chance of placing a stun on the debuff for 1 turn when attacking under a veil of perfect veil. 70 or 100% chance of a sleep without a veil or a perfect veil. And then places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns after attacking. Okay. Not that complicated, actually. Okay, so when this champion has a veil or a perfect veil, AoE, not 100% chance, 90% chance, a big decreased defense and weaken, and then decreases jungle ambush, which I'm assuming is the A2. Okay, and then not under a perfect veil has, again, a 90% chance of decreased defense and weaken, and then puts a perfect veil on the champion after attacking. Places block debuffs, strengthen buff on the champion for 1 turn, and a continuous heal for 2 turns. Kind of a weird champion, right? Like, what's he good at? What's he do? He looks cool. Like a gecko-looking iguana boy. All right. Back to back? Back to back? Nope. Okay. Gorelos, hard hitter, I believe. All right. I think we pulled this lady recently, and she's not that good. Not that we're keeping her, but... Okay, Sepulcher. Okay, we're 10 in, and we did get some gold. So let's go in. Let's do the old... Did they fill a Guardian up? Here I know that they did. Okay. All right. Here, no. Who else did we play? Sacred Order. Yep. Okay, perfect. This is dang near the best part about this. All right. And then let's just get these champions out of here because I do know that we're going to probably be pulling some ancients at some point. We also don't want to confuse these champions with food because they are not food. All right, so 10 in, and we're 1 ahead of schedule, basically, is what it comes down to. Because we hit 1 legendary. So we're almost guaranteed to get, I mean, I think we are guaranteed to get another one, right? Okay. But we don't just need a couple. So we'll probably pull down to, like, maybe 10 or so. And then we'll hit some ancients. Then we have a bunch of food. And hopefully they'll hit us up with the champ training event here soon with some good rewards. Okay, another legendary. Okay, Lord Shazar. Okay. So he's got an A1 3-hitter, decreases, or damage increases by 15% for each debuff on the target. Places an increased attack and a block debuffs and then gives an extra turn. And then AoE puts 2 bombs on every champion, and the bombs are crazy. Has an insane lead here. Lord Shazar, pretty decent. I'm sure he gets his use with people using Stone Skin so much. Give me some more of that. Come on. All right. No, we're just really not interested in too many of these epics. Unless it just happens to be the thing is, though, like, a month down the line when I'm trying to beat some sort of Cursed City mission, I'll be happy that I pulled and kept all these. Marksman, the man. Okay. Lady Quillen. She's like okay, isn't she? Like a decent little damage dealer. Yeah, she's got good ratings. Okay. Give me one more legendary. One more legendary. Come on. Necro Hunter. I think Necro Hunter was he an epic that actually got another one? Ooh, okay. Abyss. I actually don't know anything about her, which means she's probably not that good. Okay. All right. Attacks one enemy, removes one random debuff from this champion and places it on the target. Attacks all enemy. So she's an AoE decreased defense. Attacks all enemies. Damage inflicted is proportional to either this champion's attack or defense or attack, whichever is highest. Has an extra 30% crit damage. If the target's attack is higher, we'll ignore Yeah, there's no way she's good. All right, 5 more. Oh, part of the Mikage fusion. I never considered that. Because pretty much unanimously, and this had about 40 votes, which is way more than anything I get. Mikage fusion, or Mikage was... What? I can't talk. Mythicals were pretty much generally thought of as accepted, as I should be able to use them on here. So I'm leaning pretty hard towards that. Part of me wants to say not Mikage unless I pull it, but... Okay, man, rain and Legos today. Oh, man. Alessandra. That's cool. I wish I had one of these on my main. She's awesome. Okay, so she's got an A1, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. Okay, A1, or attacks one enemy, fully depletes a champion's turn meter, and then places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, and then decreases the enemy. She's pretty dope. And then an all battle aura of 24. She's pretty sweet. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I probably have the better version in the Shuzen, but she's like the original, you know. She's cool. She's a very cool champion. Okay, back-to-back gold. Send us out with a bang. Okay, so rates-wise, I think we nailed it. 4 legendaries and 23 shards. That's about exactly what we wanted to happen. That is perfect. Okay, didn't quite get us where we wanted, but we still have 10 shards. Remember, we're just kind of hanging on to those. Okay. And then we have to do the brutality of probably... Or maybe I should just... Or should I be hanging on to the ancients? Do you guys feel like it's a better plan to hang on to the ancients or hang on to the sacreds? Yeah, great luck. I've been killing it. This account is truly blessed. This account's been quite insane, even from the get-go. Okay, so like I said, we have kind of a predicament in front of us. There is... I want to sandbag some amount of shards in case this guy wakes up at some point and sees that I'm pushing him and he goes hard. So, do I sandbag my ancients? I have 200 of them. Or do I sandbag my my leftover sacreds? We filled out a couple of these right off the bat and then just haven't had anything since. Oh, wow. We could have had this filled out a while ago, huh? Anybody feel very passionate about that? We have 10 sacreds left. We want to sandbag some amount of them. Or does it not matter? Okay. Let's just pull the sacreds, I guess. Since nobody's got much of an opinion on that. Just because they've been giving us. Maybe we can rip one more legendary. We're going to have to hang on to some of these ancients. And then what we'll do is... Maybe we'll pull these primals. And then we're definitely hanging on. We're not going to pull these unless I need to. And if I have to, I will wake up a little bit early to see where we're at. Okay. All right. Anax. Do you guys know that I think Anax is one of the champions that you can get by hitting my referral link if you're trying to start your own account. You can get a Karato, and then I think at level 10, you can get an Anax, as well as an Uugo and a Mausoleum Mage. So if you're interested in starting, I think it's in the description. Check that out. Nice little plug there. Okay, Royal Guard. I think we have a Royal Guard not just on the account, but built up. Well, before we found our path to D9. Okay. Come on. One more legendary. Is that so much to ask? Man, for us having no void epics in the Shadowkin, we sure have hit a whole lot of them. Okay. I just want to hit gold and look at the cool gold. Amazing clan boss damage dealer. Yes, truly is. Truly is. He's got all the debuffs, poisons. Ruella. Fantastic champion. Okay, one more. And we're in first place. You like that? Okay. Get me something good. All right. And the hippo. Okay, I know that the hippo is a faction guardian, unless I already had one of those. Okay. I did already have one of those. Dang it. Okay. We can just go through all that. I can just go through all that later. I just am notorious about liking to have all of this nice and neat. So let's go ahead and throw all these champions that are not void rightfully where they belong, right in the vault. No need for you guys here. Get out of here. Okay. Now, believe it or not, actually, I think the ancients probably are going to have a little bit more value for me, because then I actually have food and I don't have to level up all these 2-star champions. Okay, just because it's a voids only account, kind of doesn't matter when I pull these. Although, if I get a mythical, we're going to strongly consider using it. Just make it voids plus mythicals. But quick mythical real quick, and then we'll move on with our life, get 1,000 points. I didn't mean on this shard, I meant on this shard. We'll just pop and get a quick mythical champion real quick and move on. Alright, that's how they all go. They all suck. Okay. Let's dive into these. I might just go and hit, because I definitely want to pull to the point where the guy's like, oh, I can't just sneak a few more shards in. I want it to hurt, you know? So we'll probably pull until my inventory is basically full. We want to avoid as many of just 10 of these as possible. This is going to be fairly brutal, though, going through these not on a 2x. Okay, just give me... Ooh, fat man. One more epic, one more epic. We're really just here for the points and the champions. All right. And actually what we might do is we might just commission... I want to avoid that. That right there, that's exactly what I want to avoid. That hurts. Okay. Ooh. Another Roxum. Are you kidding me? What are the odds of that? That can't be real. Are you kidding me? What? 50x Roxum. No way. Can you guys believe that? There it is. Let's do that, though. First ever. Get in... Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Get in my Faction Guardians, dude, for the 0 void legendaries that I have. Man, when I have my... yeah. When I have my Ramantu, he's going to have 10% extra HP, dude. Look out. In 1 year. All right, how much more space do I need? I still got a couple more reps here. That's great though. We're hitting a legendary though, because we needed to make up for that 10 pop of all blues. Like, we're not going to get right now. We're not going to... Thank you. Thank you, Romero. So, we're probably just pulling till we're at around 100 or so. Anything... Okay, double epic, triple epic. Okay. Maybe call this one the last one. I know. I can't... Not just that we got a Lego. We got the same Lego that we pulled earlier. All right. That makes me chuckle. So we got 10 hours from now. So that's like 3 in the morning. Dude, I'm going to have to wake up early for this. Okay, so I think we put a pretty good distance between us. That's 3,000. That's a lot of points. And then I also have my voids, which I'd like to keep, and 137. Let's hit one more of these. Then we're over 200. We'll get like 3 legendaries on this, and then the guy will definitely want to quit and not play anymore. So don't do it twice in a row. Didn't we just get an all blue section? Okay, so now I feel obligated to go until we get that epic. Because it's got to be soon. We just had 2 straight blue 10 pops. Yeah, I think we're in a decent spot. I agree. I just want to make sure it's like... If I'm going to... I used up a lot of resources, so if I don't end up getting it, we got to be like 24 into Mercy here, right? What's the epic Mercy? Are you... Was I wrong? Did we not get 2 blue 10 pops in a row? Alright, I gotta quit while I'm ahead. Okay. That was weird, but whatever. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're ending this, but we're ending this in a great spot still. So like testing said, we're 3,700 ahead, and we got 120 ancients. That's going to be a good amount of points. We got 8 voids. That's a decent amount of points. But then more importantly, we have 2,000 points worth of legendaries. 2,250 if you include Akoth in that. I think that's a good spot to be in. I am definitely... Oh, brutal. Who's out there? Which one of you guys is out there sniping my defenses? Go out there, find my account, and lose to it so I can get done with this mission. So I will be a degenerate, and I will set an alarm clock about 15-30 minutes before this goes off so I can make sure I definitely win this. But otherwise, pretty entertaining show. Didn't quite get to the 1 hour mark like I wanted to, but these non-void shard pulls don't last quite as long. Even though I'm pulling more shards just because we kind of cruise through them because we don't have a huge use for them. Otherwise, a few things just because some people pop in and out. For those who are followers of the channel, I did beat D9. If I finally got to D9, and I beat it, so we're past that mission. Goodbye. See you later. Adios. It was great knowing you, D9. Hopefully I don't have to do that one again too often. But then now we're just stuck on 2 different missions. One is attainable, the Marius one. 4 mythical chest plates. We'll get to that eventually. The Ramantu Silver 3, we're right on the threshold there. But anyway, for those who maybe aren't a follower or you're just popping in for the first time, here's what I'm going to tell you. There's a button down below that says subscribe. I cannot express to you how much I would appreciate it if you hit that button and became a subscriber of my channel. We put a lot of time and effort into trying to make this a fun time. We've dabbled in the live streaming when I have some time off in the summer. It will come and go, but we do make 3 videos every week dedicated to the progression of just this account, plus some other things as well. So if you are finding yourself popping into the Solely Voids adventure, whether through the live streams or the video, and you haven't subscribed already, I would really highly encourage you to do so, if you're willing to, that is. But otherwise, that's the whole show. Thanks again for everybody who popped in. I appreciate everybody who left a comment or had something good to say. Otherwise, I will give you the same thing I always do. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, folks.